Hello, good evening, and welcome back. So, Boris Johnson warns against mixing indoors as Easter weekend begins. And you might be thinking, well, why is this? So, initially, of course, we had the lockdown because we didn't know what the virus was doing. And then it continued on because it was something that we're supposed to be afraid of. Okay, cool. And then it was, right, so you've got particular people who are higher risk, and in order to protect them, everybody has to suffer. Okay, that's the plan that they went for. Right. And then they came out saying, oh, we've got brilliant vaccinations in order to prevent people from catching this in the future. Fantastic, if that's the path you want to go down. In which case, are we going to prioritize those vaccinations? Yes, we are. The people who are most at risk are going to get vaccinated first. And then they need 2 doses of the vaccine. Right, okay, but they're being prioritized, right? Yes. Well, what kind of figures are we looking at? Well, the latest official from the ONS are saying that 94% of those who are at risk, or the high-risk groups, have received their first vaccination as of 27th of February 2021. So, over a month ago now, but that's the latest from the ONS. They say majority, 94% of clinically extreme vulnerable people reported they had received at least 1 dose, and 4% had reportedly received both doses. Okay, then you've got from the BBC how it's shifted from trying to get people their first dose to getting their second dose due to the difference in risk factors as age drops, and also the kind of comorbidities or the underlying health risks, if you will. So as we can see from the end of February, right about here, the uptick in second dose has quintupled at least over the past month. So seeing as they were prioritized with 94%, and this was 4% with 2 doses over a month ago, we can reasonably expect that this has gone up dramatically higher. And with a population officially of 67 million people, but let's be honest, it's probably more like 75 to 80, we've seen about 32 million people having received their first dose by the 15th of April. That's the game plan, which would be about half the official population. Right, in which case, surely, at this point, you go, everybody who needs to be protected pretty much is. We're not so fussed about everybody else. Surely we can make our own decisions at some point soon. But nonetheless, it's not for the rest of us. So those who needed a vaccine have had it, or those who wanted one have had it. So if there's that absolute minority that still wants it but hasn't yet had it, then surely at least they can shield if they wish. But of course, no, that's not the case, because according to the Prime Minister, the leader of our country, he says, we're not yet to that stage, as coronavirus vaccines are not giving 100% protection. And okay, we knew that. We know they're not giving 100% protection, but they can't. We don't have any knowledge of them being able to. That's not in the foreseeable future. So has the game plan now changed? Have the goalpost shifted to say, until it's 100% effective, yeah, you still can't do anything? I think that seems to be taking the piss at least a little bit, because it's fair to say that the rate of attrition of how people are dealing with this, to say, oh, it's something to be terribly scared of, and therefore we're all going to mask up and we're going to be all sanitized and all that, and wash our hands numerous times, that's clearly not happening anymore a year on, as you can see with Brighton Pier. And let's not forget, it isn't as if it's a scorching hot day, because these people are still wrapped up. But no, it's just a unseasonably warm day, as they say, for near enough the start of spring. So people are taking any opportunity they can. I'm sure I saw the photos from Nottingham a couple of days ago as well. Oh, there you go. There's another photo of Nottingham. He's just in the middle, like, what are we supposed to do? Surely that this really goes back to not really being governed by consent, if this is the case here. And it is laughable, to me at least, that you see the people having a wonderful time, and then the congregation of police, like absolute muppets, having to wear their face masks. unless you're this chap. And then, no you don't, you can just warm up your chin instead. Same as there, you can see his nose. So what are they even trying to achieve at this point? Does anybody really believe what they're trying to push? Because to me, it really looks like they don't. And here, on Chalkwell Beach in Southend, you've got various age groups as well. So, at what point do you say, doesn't really seem to be enough support for this? And sure, we've got Nottingham City Council leader who blamed a selfish minority for the extremely disappointing scenes. But if that's their take on it, then aren't you supposed to be a leader through reflecting the will of the people, not through forcing your own mandate? So it's bad news from a top-down view, obviously coming off the back of having to sign in for pubs and the article from a couple of days ago saying masks and social distancing could last years. But from the bottom up, the groundswell of support, you've got, well, yeah, but people aren't really seeing it as much of a concern. They don't really care. And that's ideal. That's what we need to see more of, and I think that's how the tide is certainly turning, and I'm sure you found the same with people that you've spoken to, that it used to be, oh, going around and got a mask up, and that's my job as well, home visits, people scared, but now, no, not at all. It's not the case, and long may that continue. But it seems, just to wrap up again, that, yeah, goalposts have shifted, but we know one of the things that Boris Johnson is actually quite good at is changing his mind. So if the goalpost can change this way, I'm sure they can change back as well. But that's it for me. So let me know, guys, think down below if you think this is actually what he's going for. Yeah, he's going to try and push this to 100%. Or if you think, no, he said this, to just try and say things in a hyperbolic way to try and garner the response that he desires. And then when we get nearer to it, it will kind of drop down the facade and we can get back to it. Either way, let me know down below. Always intrigued what you guys have to say. And of course, as always, until next time, have a good one.